so this is my object of inspiration, and it's just streetwear. So yeah. My topic is designing and branding my own streetwear company or brand. I have a really strong interest in like following the culture because it's kind of a growing like interest of a lot of people, and I want to go to college for design and branding, so that's a big thing. And so my learning stretch is I'm really into art, but I've never actually gone at designing or branding anything or trying to make a company of any kind. So I thought that'd be interesting. And the promotional piece, I'd want to like see how I can use like medias and stuff like that to like promote it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the learning stretch. So the second topic I thought it was is how it, what was the question? How does it connect to, what did it specifically ask? I'm sorry.
For your, what do you want to learn? What do you want to experience?
No, there's a second part. I should have wrote it.
What do you imagine you'll need to accomplish or attain to reach it?
I don't know. Well, so my focus is, so it's kind of a growing brand. So I think that there's a way you could probably promote like positivity or something to that, or like world problems. I'm not really sure what yet, but you can promote it through what you make and how you design it and stuff like that. So people see you wearing something and they'll like catch their eyes or something. For my mentor is my family friend and longtime friend, Brian Noonan. He worked at Hasbro with my dad for like 12 years as a designer, and he also went along with branding to what he designed. And then he left Hasbro with my dad and now works with him at a company called the Haywire Group, which is also games. But he focuses a lot on their branding and how they promote themselves. So my link on just like how, or what I would learn is designing something that could speak to the community or culture in a positive way. And that's all I have.
All right, good. All right, thanks. You'll experience when you're working with the mentor. Like, what types of things do you think you'll be doing with the mentor during the process of the project?
Well, we were going to look at other companies or street companies or streetwear companies on how they promote themselves and see how we can like, see if we can incorporate another, or like a charity or something and put it into our work, but still making it like how I want it to look. And then designing the product and putting it onto a website and then promoting it and sending it out. Like the whole process of branding and designing something and then sending it out.
All right, good. So what is streetwear? Like, I don't know what it is.
It's honestly, it's just your like regular day clothes, but you can like be a little bit fashionable. Like, I don't know, some of this stuff is outgoing. Like people don't like my shorts, but I like my shorts. That's, I don't know. It's just a style, streetwear.
Is there any particular cause that you'd want to promote, do you think?
Not necessarily. Like my dad has cancer, so we could use that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, there's nothing specific.
Other questions?
So Nick, this is just going to be a project about design. You're not going to actually into making the clothes, right? It's
No,
just designing and trying to.
I think I want to send or try and sell them.
You want to actually try to. So wouldn't that also be a learning stretch if you tried to take this brand and this design and then actually manufacture an article of clothing or a line of clothing? Have you ever done anything like that before?
I haven't done anything like that before, but my mentor knows a lot about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that I
So
think
it would be a
a big learning stretch for you to try to like actually put a real article of clothing together. There's a difference between designing it and then actually manufacturing it.
Okay. All right. And And then also another learning stretch is photography is big on how like I'll promote it, and I've never done anything with that, but
So you want to basically create a brand, design for that brand, and promote that brand.
yeah,
Cool. And it's like, the idea is that it's going to be like closed with a statement.
yeah, like
Very
purpose.
Yeah, I guess my question was, is the clothing meant to to have a message to it, or is the clothing for a charity? That's what I didn't understand. Or it could be both.
I'm not really sure about, well, it might end up being both. I'm not honestly sure what I want to do with it yet, but I think I'll probably end up making a statement, and then with some of the money I'll probably donate it or something like that, but I'm not sure.
Did you design that t-shirt?
No, this is my friend Olivia.
Oh, okay.
Jake designed that.
Oh, that's the Battle of the Classes t-shirt.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so I'm Ainsley, and I was going to start mine off with a story that I had, which kind of goes along with the props. So in March, I went prom dress shopping with my mother, and we went to the Providence Place Mall, and I went to go use the bathroom, and it looked like all the stalls were full, so I looked underneath, kind of like checking, see if there was anyone in there, and there was someone laying down on the bathroom stall with a needle in their side. So obviously I didn't use that one. I went to the bathroom in a different one, and then I came out, and there were a couple girls, they were my age, and I was like, there's someone laying on the ground, like, what do we do? And like, I couldn't really see them, obviously, because the door was locked, but I could see that they had a needle in them, so I ran to get my mom, because she works in healthcare, and she was a nurse. And basically there were two women in there, they were like in their 20s, and they had overdosed on heroin in the bathroom stall, and she just like, she managed to get into the stall. She just like opened, like, busted through the door, don't really know how, but and one of them was conscious and the other one wasn't, and basically what they need to do is they give you Narcan, which it's kind of like an EpiPen almost for allergies. Like, it has the same effect. It'll like reverse or like bring you back from a heroin overdose. And the EMTs that were there, or the people at the mall who worked there, didn't have it on them. So it was just like a really bad situation, and it definitely really freaked me out. And but it just like inspired me to kind of like learn more about it, especially because it was like a first-hand account. So this is actually, it's empty. It doesn't have any Narcan in it, but what you would do is, it's really simple. You would like take all the caps off, and you don't need to inject it with a needle, but you would insert this in here, and then it actually goes up their nose. So if they had it at the time, then they could have used it and they would have been fine. I don't really know what happened to them because I just don't know. But so my project, my mentor is through Thunder Mist Healthcare Center, which my mom actually works at, and I'm kind of going to be researching social work and that field. That's what my mentor is doing. And then for my field work, more specifically, I'm going to do a volunteer project on the Narcan distribution to the public. So like my mom and the people she works with, like she would carry Narcan around with her because she's certified and like she knows how to do it. And then the whole purpose is to get other people to learn how to do it, kind of like a CPR training type thing. And Heimlich, kind of in that field. So yeah, it would be centered around the care given by social workers to patients, like trauma care patients, drug overdose patients. I wouldn't actually have any patient contact because I'm under 18, so I'm a minor and that's not allowed. But yeah, I'll be working with her in that program, learning how to do stuff like that and just like learning more about it. And it's a career interest for me also, which is why I chose it, because eventually I want to major in psychology and get licensed to do counseling and start my own private practice. And to do that, you need to be supervised for 2 years before you can get the license after you get your degree. And most people, as they're getting supervised, they go into the social work field. So it's definitely something that I'd have to do, and it's good to get a head start on it now. Yeah.
All right, good. So what do you think would be the biggest learning stretch for you going into it?
I mean, just learning about the social work field in general and like the specific care given to patients, because I don't really know anything about that, but I feel like it's something that I'm gonna have to do when I'm older because it is a career interest for me.
Ainsley, you talked about this volunteer project, the Narcan distribution and the training. Would you be involved in the training of people in these local distribution days or whatever they would be? Would that be part of your role?
Yeah, that would be part of my field work. I haven't, I believe that like part of it would be like learning how to use something like this because I don't actually know how. I just, like my mom kind of did it in front of me and like that's all I know about it. But yeah, so I'd be learning how to use this and learning about just the benefits of Narcan distribution to the public in general. But yeah, I'd definitely be working like within that program.
So that also would be a learning stretch for you, right? Like,
Yeah.
You know, learning
Yeah.
how to administer and like, educate the public
Right, yeah.
about a topic that many people are kind of unaware of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
Good? All right, good. All right, thank you, Ainsley.
So, for the object, I brought this shirt from this acting community theater company that I've done since I was like 8 years old. This is from last year, but I have almost like 15 million shirts. And my experience there has been amazing. I've gained so many close friendships, and I love acting, and that's what I want to study when I go into college. So I want to be able to hopefully become an actress. So for my project, I want to put on a workshop for intensive acting training and just like kind of pick a few people. They're going to audition for me, and I'm on the first day, and then I'm going to pick the next day. And then I'm just going to try and like work with them for like monologues or maybe scenes and try to like make them work hard for like, because in this community theater, it's a lot of little kids, so we do like funny plays that are like appropriate, and I won't like do anything explicit, of course, but I definitely want to like do more like serious work, and I want to like try to access some of the emotions that they don't think that they can have, and I really want to work one-on-one with them a lot, because the relationships that I formed there helped me become comfortable in the atmosphere, and it helped me grow as an actor, not just for me, but also like also gave me way more opportunities to start new acting groups. So I'm going to try to put on a couple performances. It'll take about 3 to 6 weeks. Hopefully there will be a performance, because they do put on a performance at each session, 3 weeks, but I don't know if I'll be ready for then, but either I'll just do it for the first session or after the second. And yeah, I kind of want to, I've directed plays before, but I've never put on a whole workshop, and I'm never really like done lesson plans. And my mentor is the director of the program. I've known her since I was like so little, and she is gonna help me, like make up lesson plans and just talk with the kids and see if I can connect with them. And yeah, that's my project.
All right, good. So what's your mentor's name?
Kelly.
Okay. And I thought you talked a lot about like what you're going to experience,
Yeah.
like in the goals you have for that experience in terms
Yeah.
of the kids, what you want them to teach, what
Yeah.
you want them to experience, how you want to be involved in that experience.
Mhm.
So what do you think though you're going to learn
Learn.
more than just what you're going to teach them?
I want to learn, like, honestly, I want to learn how it works. Like, I want to see, like, because I know my mentor has touched not only me, but, like, so many other kids, and I want to be able to do that. Because I have directed, and, I am very close with almost all the people that do that, unless they're, like, new, but I just never, like, wanted to take on, like this kind of task before, so I kind of just want to see, like, if I can pull it off, and, like, to see if like, what I think that will work is like one-on-one intensive training and like getting to know you, like digging into your like feelings and just trying to use your own experiences to like make up a scene. So I just kind of want to see if like I want to like learn like how it'll go, and and see if I can pull it off. So yeah.
So what age group would you be primarily hoping to work with?
I want to work with teens, but there are a lot of little kids that come into the program, so I'm going to try to do as old as possible. I know I have one kid, Amit Bhatia. He's like 15 or 16, and so I definitely have him. But I'm going to try to pull in like some middle schoolers or teenagers from high school, and then like maybe if I have to, some elementary school kids that I feel like could handle it.
Where is this gonna happen?
Here.
Is it the theater camp in the summer? Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, so I guess my question is, since you've been so involved in this program, I'm not really hearing the learning stretch.
Yeah, well, so I'm pretty experienced in like acting so far, but I want to, like, I just want to learn like how my effect can, like how my like teachings can impact the students, and like see if they are gonna connect well, or they're gonna struggle and like not be able to open up to me, or if they are gonna be great and they'll pull it off and they'll like really give a great performance. I just kind of want to like learn if that'll.
So you want to learn like how to be a mentor to them,
Kind of, yeah.
kind of like your mentor was
Yeah.
to you.
So you're gonna be like directing them and helping them learn how to act?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So my name is Cam, and for my senior project, I'd like to investigate the world of voiceover as a potential career option. What initially led me to voiceover was a couple of just side comments from friends and family after I used humorous voice impressions. Every now and then I'll use voices to make things funnier, like I'll sing pop songs in Louis Armstrong's voice, or use Kermit the Frog to completely mock something very, very normally serious. And my older brother does a lot of cartoons, and he makes video games, and that's one of his majors in college. So my mom jokingly mentioned, hey, why don't you voice his characters when you're older? And whether or not it was a joke, I thought, that sounds pretty cool. And while I could easily pull that off as a hobby, I thought, what does it actually take to be a voice actor? So, as far as my mentor goes, my mentor is a man named Matt Malone, who works with Focus Vision Media in Pawtucket. And I don't remember the exact name of his position, but what I do know is that he has a lot of experience in voiceover and is more than qualified to show me the ropes and what exactly does the position entail. What I hope to learn in this process is how do you connect with people? How do you get assigned projects? And when you get projects, how do you practice the scripts? How do you edit the audio files so that they sound good? So I don't have any experience with actually editing files or even recording much. As far as a physical object of inspiration, I had a Brit Lit project that I did the audio for. I'm only gonna play half a minute of it because I don't want it to eat up my time. But
detritus.
And this was a project where
Throw away 50 billion cans, 27 billion glass bottles, and 65 million plastics. Where does all that trash go? Space? Don't be preposterous. It goes in the ocean.
And the basic gist of the project, the whole point of it was we were trying to make a satirical solution to a real world problem. And the presentation there was designed to turn the trash islands into real estate. And it was kind of interesting to me that hearing my own voice come out of the recording after hearing it, because it never sounds the way I think I sound. So sometimes I'll try to impersonate somebody, and I'll think I'm nailing it, and somebody else will be like, nope, that's not who you think it is. Other times I'll just mumble to myself, and they say, wow, that was a great Trump impression. Of course, I can't consciously do it to save my life, but that's not really what I'm trying to investigate. I think that while I may or may not pursue it as a career in the future, voiceover is definitely interesting to me, and I'd like to understand what it's like to actually work in that environment.
Great, all right, good, thanks.
Can you just, so I know like what you want to learn and what experiences, but the learning stretch, what did you say for that again specifically? Like what, how to edit it and?
Yes, I haven't actually edited any audio files or anything on the computer. And while I've recorded stuff like that presentation, I've only really played it back in one take. I've never really gone back and tweaked things. I've never adjusted any bass or pitch. And I'll play music, and now and then like I'll test things in online simulators, but I've never actually edited a video or a clip of any sort. And additionally, I've never really reached out and connected with any sort of means of receiving a project. Like, typically I'd write my own script for a project because that's not really something you get paid for. But I'm also interested in like how people are assigned their different projects or how they become candidates for bigger roles, like an actual actor. Because like a lot of people do voices for different characters, or they'll narrate documentaries.
Well, that was my question, was that when you say voiceover, is it like narrating a commercial, or like, is that what your mentor does?
I'm not positive what my mentor does, but I do know that he's familiar with the environment and what it's like to work with people that do a number of things. Like specifically, what came up when I Googled where he works is different like commercials and actually a mapping system like GPS.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So like a lot of things like digital things will take different voices, like Siri and other things.
So now, will you be doing that, do you want the project to be from the perspective of voiceovers or the editing part of it, or both?
I think it would be both, because as cool as it is to hear my own voice, I think it would be more enriching if I was also the one to like edit the files and kind of perfect it and make an actual finished product, be it like voicing over like a joke commercial or some sort of documentary or any sort of clip that I can
Or
show
like
them.
animation or something would be.
Exactly. Which is really, it's really interesting to me because that's kind of what my mom was getting at when she was talking about my brother's career choice.
Very cool.
Cool.
Awesome.
Audiobooks.
Oh yeah, audio.
Audio.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was originally planning on working with Meeting Street because when I was younger, I went there for a hearing deficit, and so like I was like farther behind than other kids my age. There were no opportunities there, but I found a mentor at the Groden Network, which is for people with very high functioning autism. And so for my props, I have these hand puppets, which are used with the younger kids to learn like conversational tactics and like how to interact with others. So these are them, and that's mine. I also have this book called Understanding Sam, and it's about a little boy who like his autism is undiagnosed, and then they diagnose it, and all of the problems he is having is like coming to light, and they learn how to solve it. So those are them. And so my learning goals are I want to learn about kids with special needs and how they differ from their typical peers, and learn about different disabilities and their learning trajectories. I also want to learn about the different types of developmental interventions and education programs. And then for the experiential goals, I want to gain hands-on experience working with children with different types of disabilities. Because I've always been told that I'd make like a good kindergarten teacher, because apparently kids trust me. And so I really do want to go into this field of like special education, because I feel like that would be a great way to make a difference. And I've always really loved teachers, because I think they're amazing. And so my learning stretch would be working hands-on with a population that is often stigmatized by society. And so
other than like chorus, I've never really experienced a class with those types of learners who like tend to take longer and they have different needs, and so I really want to see like how that classroom functions and how the teachers handle those situations of like their problems and such, and so I'm really interested in learning how that classroom works. And so what I need to do is just have an open mind and actively listen to the teachers as well as the students to learn from both of them, as well as building bonds with kids. And so really at the end of this project, I just want to learn how to understand Sam. And so that's my project.
All right, excellent.
I'm Natalie, and for my senior project, I'm going to be directing and producing the third Stage Masters show that we're actually going to take to the Rhode Island Drama Fest next year. And so my first assistant directing was this year's spring show on Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and that's when I really like found that I loved not only acting but also like directing and like being involved in like the technical side of theater and just like seeing how things run. And so this was like the little memento that I got from that, which just really got me into directing. So I talked to my mentor, who is Stephanie Spaziano, and we kind of crafted up the idea of me directing and also producing the show that we'll take to Drama Fest. So for the experiential goal, I really just want to be able to like see how it is to direct on my own as opposed to assistant directing, and like the difference that comes with that, and also producing and all the fundraising that needs to come in. My learning goal, I really want to learn just how to raise money and how to fundraise and how to like get everything that's like needed to make this production come together. And so my learning stretches are kind of on the same page. I have to reach out with the director or writer of the show that I want to do to try to like secure the rights. So I have to like figure out that, and then also how to fundraise and the best way to do that, and then actually casting and spending time like getting the show ready and then taking it to Drama Fest to do that. So I'm super excited for that. I just really love theater, and I always have, so I'm super excited to see like my own little like production come together. So.
All right, excellent. What is the actual musical that you said? What is that you have to get
The rights for it?
Yeah.
We're still deciding between a couple. We're thinking of something like, again, the murder mystery this year. I don't know if anyone went. I don't know if you went to that.
I wasn't able to make it.
No, but it was like Sherlock Holmesy, and I think we're doing something like similar to that.
Okay.
So I know the writer of like the specific like production I'm looking at is like based in England, so I have to like contact her to get the rights.
So is it like a contract that you sign with them? Is that how it works?
Yeah, you have to get like the rights to be able to perform it. You have to like pay to perform like a certain amount, so like that's where some of the fundraising comes in.
Got it.
And then also like getting the bus to like drive the students to Drama Fest and like that sort of stuff.
Good.
I'm sure you've worked this out, but isn't Drama Fest after field work is due?
Yeah, so
I'm like,
I have to get the rights and adapt the show, which is what I'm planning on doing over the summer, and then.
My name's Benjamin Silva. For my senior project idea, I was planning on learning about how children with ADHD, dyslexia, and learning disabilities are affected by physical exercise and activities. For a little object of inspiration, I brought a little chicken guy. I actually have ADHD. I've known that since I was in like first grade. And there's a little story to the chicken. So when I was coming home from a football game one day, me and my parents were actually talking about like what ADHD is, and mid-conversation I noticed a guy in a chicken suit on the side of the road, and I stopped the whole conversation to point that out. So my goals here for this project is to see how students with ADHD are affected by exercise and physical activity. My mentor, I'm going to be working with Adam Toman. I know he was a mentor for a senior project this year with my friend Tom. He's a strength and fitness coach, and he has his personal training certificate, and he trains most of the football players here at Barrington High School. My learning stretch is pretty much the same as my goals. Learn why working out helps children with ADHD and learning disabilities. So yeah, that's my pitch. I hope you guys enjoyed it.